I'm always on the move. There's no shortcut to success.
Because winning doesn't just happen. It takes preparation, strategy, and support. That's true for everything in life, even your investments.
Teamwork is crucial to me. Because I always want to operate at the highest level. And now I've found that mindset in a bank. Itaú Personalité.
Who's helping you to move forward? Think about that when choosing your bank.
Itaú Personalité, sempre em movimento. I'm always on the move.
Aí, agora sim. Vou usar o povo que a gente começou. É, meus amigos. Ô, caralho. Esqueci de botar o link da live. Editar com Twitter Blue é meus ovos. Pronto. Eu sou special. Let me tell you something, no. Rapaz, não é que o Luiz Hamilton, brasileiro honorário, agora é garoto propaganda do Itaú. Pois tá aí. E o pessoal falando mais cedo que ele ia participar da novela, ó. Oh, I feel my heart. Galera empolgadaça só no post do Itaú. Muito bom. Hum, bora Senua. Deixa eu dar uma olhada no meu mercado da Steam. Cadê? Porque eu acho que eu tenho um monte de coisa lá que faz tempo que não vende. Deixa eu ver. Agora até achar essa merda. E mercado. Meus anúncios. Porra, eu só tenho 3 coisas anunciadas lá. Ah, então os outros Paranauê venderam. Mas se vender tudo isso aqui eu vou ficar com tipo 3,50 só. Caralho. Se eu boto uns 10 conto aí na Steam pra comprar. Comprar DLC do Dead Effect. Mas o assunto de hoje é outro, né? They want us to surrender. Us to surrender. Deixa eu dar o play. Senua. Vamos atrás do nosso amor. Enfrentando deuses. Eu não sei se eu estou perto. Mas estamos na procura. Pedir o Cyberpunk do Max depois. Tentar jogar também, ver qual é. Sequilhos do Manel. Ó o jogão. Melhor desfrutado com fones de ouvido. Bom, carregou. A gente pegou a espada ali na última live. Agora nós vamos pra lá. Carreirinha mais sem vontade de correr. Aí voltaram as vozes. Ouvindo. Hello. Hello. Me ajude. Aí é.
Into the mountain. Can you see it? Shall we tell her where to go? It's far.
Sumiram, ficaram com medo.
Look up, just up there. Listen to us. That's it. Shall we tell her where to go? Shall we? Does she know which way to look? Does she know her way into the mountain? She's a good girl. Oh, isn't she? Look up. So clever. Did you miss us? Oh, she did. There's a door. You can do it. You can see it. Come on, Senua. Go away. I'm not listening.
Ah, eu acho que essa era a parte que eu tinha tentado passar da outra vez, que eu fiquei morrendo sem saber fazer direito. Acho que era aqui. Into the mountain. Eu acho que é ali na frente, tem outra porta, ó.
I will tell you of a great hero named Sigurd, son of Sigmund, no less. Born after his father's death, Sigurd is cared for by the dwarf Rain. But Rain does not love the boy. Instead, he plans to use him for his own ends. You see, Rain's father possessed a great treasure given to him by the gods. But Rain's brother, Fafnir, killed his father and took the gold all for himself. Fafnir hid the treasure out on a heath and could not leave it. And from the evil in his heart, he turned into a dark creature. A dragon.
Dragão. Eu acho que é um dragão que tem ali dentro. Ele não deixava eu passar. Tá, aqui não posso passar. Oxi. Tá. Mula. Deu Viviane pra acompanhar o drama de novo.
Someone's behind the door. What is it? She can feel it. No. Don't open the door. Don't go in. Don't turn back. What's in there?
A great beast guards Helheim. Garm is its name, and it knows you are here, Senua. It can smell your stink.
Aí ele disse pra eu ficar na luz.
How will you say Dillion if you are too much of a coward to step into the shadows?
They can't stop me.
Then do it!
Corre cena até chegar na luz.
The beast is stalking you from the shadows. Your sword is useless here.
Oxi. Tem um caminho pra lá. Mas tem luz ali. Olha aí.
The beast is still here. No. It's a trick.
Mother, do you hear that?
Don't
Bye bye.
It's me, Senua. So loud.
It's not her.
So full of hate.
It's a trap.
Just want to help them. Tell me what to do. Your father wants them to go away. And he only hurts me to silence them. But he's gone now.
But they always come back. He says I will die if I go with them. They say that I'm already dead.
No,
They want me with them.
stop.
That's why they crawl through the walls.
Don't
Do you
listen to them.
see them? Do you see their faces?
He's coming. Senua, help me. Help, get me out of here. Don't go.
Porra.
Where has she gone? She's disappeared again. She shouldn't be here. She escaped the darkness. She took her own life to escape it.
She can't remember when it started. When her mother lost her smile. Her eyes gazing past her towards a world she could not see. This is what happens if you reach for the underworld, he said. It was a lot to take in for a child. And the first time she felt
Do outro
the
lado.
cold chill of fear. I don't talk much about her father, Zinbel. I suppose I just didn't want to risk upsetting her. But it doesn't matter now, does it?
Não dá pra ver nada na frente.
No, it's not. It's gonna run out soon. She hasn't got much time. Out. She's too slow. It's not going to burn out. The darkness will come again. Light. Stay fatal.
Posso acender não isso aqui? Aí. Esse outro aqui não dá não? Não dá não, muito alto. Eles têm... Opa, a sombra.
Hidden in plain sight. She has it. You have it. Keep going. Where's the next? Two more to find. Look at the other two more to find. Why we are these this time. This is symbols are they're meaningless. What if I collect them and there's nothing behind the door? Save Dillian. This is just another trial. Just another trick. Just to distract her from her real mission. You think you know, but you don't. Your mother is trapped. You don't know anything. Or is she? And Dillian is dead.
Oxi. Ah tá, eu tinha entrado ali. Tem outro caminho aqui. Aqui eu não posso abrir. Posso acender? Ah, eu tenho que ficar esperto para ir acender nisso aqui. Não. Esse jogo é lindo demais, viu? Demais, demais, demais. E é bom, viu? Não é só bonito não. Zerei ele ano passado. Eu tô jogando meio que a segunda vez. Eu joguei a primeira vez, mas o meu computador não era bom. Aí ele ficava caindo muito. Eu joguei até mais ou menos essa parte aqui. Só que faz tempo já. Aí daqui pra frente é tudo novo pra mim. Aqui. É curtinho, né? Umas paradas maneiras, pode crer. Vou explorando aqui o que der.
She's lighting the torch. It's not gonna help her. She's lighting the darkness. Do you think you can keep away from the shadows?
O babau. Corno. Nego. Corno. Ai. Morre não. Vou pegar uma parada pra comer, beleza. Levanta. Toma. Aí.
You can't go anywhere without your light. Take the torch and move.
Tem uma parada aqui. Tem que olhar lá de cima.
She has it. She did it.
Mesmo.
She's done it. Well done.
This place. It reminds her of the isolating, suffocating darkness that she lived through as a young girl. Imprisoned in her room at night. The faces in the dark, coming through the walls. She once thought everyone could see them. I mean, that's what children say all the time, isn't it? That there are monsters in the dark. By the time she realized that only she could see them, her father was in bed, could see the monster in her.
Ué, posso acender esse aqui não? Ah, tá. Pra fora tem alguma coisa pra acender? Meu, o jogo não deixa eu chegar perto disso aqui. É o babau. Desse lado aqui eu já vim. É aqui eu vindo aqui. Dropei. Ah, é pra baixo. Dá pra descer mais. Eu já apagar minha tocha, eu tô vendo. Ih. Ah, merda. Lascou-se.
The light's gone out. Run! Run! Get through it as quick as you can.
Corre.
The panic is here.
Meu amigo. Tenso, viu? Eu tenho que ir pra ali agora. Tem fogo ali. Ah, tem mais um negócio pra eu olhar por aqui. Acho que eu preciso do fogo pra ver. Aí. Alho. Ai, vontade de espirrar. Oxi. A câmera entrando na parede. Eu posso abrir aqui. Nice. As coisas pra cá. Totemzinho de história.
Rain the dwarf's sole desire is to possess this dragon's accursed treasure, and he uses Sigurd to reclaim it. He tells Sigurd the story of Fafnir's gold, and the good-hearted hero promises to slay the dragon if Rain would forge a strong sword for him. Sigurd remembers that his father once possessed a sword given to him by Odin. Odin broke the sword to bring about Sigmund's death, but Sigurd's mother still has the pieces, and so Rain reforges the famous sword. Sigurd uses the sword first to avenge his father, and then he and Rain go in search of Fafnir.
Possas crer. E vamos lá pra baixo. Vai acendendo, vai acendendo. Mais um pra cá. Olha aí. Historinha.
The dragon Fafnir is so large and deadly that it would be impossible to kill him face to face. But each day, Fafnir crawls across the heath to find water. So Sigurd digs a pit in the dragon's path and lies in wait in it. When Fafnir slithers overhead, Sigurd sinks his sword into the dragon up to the hilt. Sigurd leaps from the pit, and Fafnir sees his killer. He warns Sigurd that the treasure will lead to his death, as it led to the death of all who owned it. Sigurd replies that death comes to all men, and every man would want to be wealthy until that day. And he takes the treasure.
O que tá fazendo a...
Can you feel them? Can you see them?
Consigo não.
She can't see them. She doesn't know. Look. Use your eyes.
Caralho, as vozes falando, eu fico doidinho aqui tentando enxergar essa merda.
Keep doing. Going.
É. Ah tá aqui. Pra cá. Reflexo. E eu olhando pro outro lado, burrão. Agora sim.
There it is. You have all the runes.
Do you feel it? The beast is crawling into your mind, searching for weakness. It found your mother and used her to trap you in here.
Did you see her die? I don't remember. I was only 5. They told me she escaped the darkness, that she's with the gods. But what if they lied? What if the darkness took her and trapped her here?
Aí, cena. Onde foi? aqui não abre. Não tem nada. É. Abrir lá e se embora. Eu fiz tudo aqui que eu podia fazer. Acendi todas as tochas. Abra.
It's a trap. The beast is coming.
Ih, ó o babão. Corre, BR. Porra. Ih, perdeu a cabeça do cara.
Without his head, you will never bring his soul back. His fate is sealed.
Pô, agora tem que descer lá e buscar a cabeça do maluco.
Now it can see you at your weakest. The time you suffered as a child at the hands of your father's Zindo while you pined for Dillian. Do you remember that darkness, Senua? The beast is bringing it back.
Mother, why did you leave me? This darkness, it's spreading.
Ih, minha câmera travou de novo. Caralho, maluco, que é que minha câmera tá travando? Pera aí. Cadê? Pronto. Caralho, a câmera travando do nada.
Father's keeping me away from the others. Away from Tilly. I won't give up. I'm not going to rot in here. I'm going to find Tilly.
Vamos. Dá pra eu pegar não isso aqui? Lá embaixo atrás da cabeça do maluco. As grades ali, os Paranauê. Mais uma tocha. outro ali. Ah tá, achei que ia passar pela água e ia apagar o Paranauê aqui. Morre. Ai. Não. Trouxa. Bom ego. Porra. Do ego. Não. Não. Aí. Porra. Tenso. Vou pra este R. Aí. Ah, vê por lá por fora. Ah. GG. Eu vi as pedras, achei que não tinha nada. Corre, Berg. Tá chegando na luz. Aí. Ué, sumiu a água ou foi só meu jogo sul? Ah tá, tá caindo de novo. Não caia não. Aí.
She can search and search, but she will never find. She's let the darkness in. It's the end. The darkness will take her like it took her mother. She can't.
Although Sigurd kills the dragon, Rain wants to keep Fafnir's gold all for himself. Rain also wants the strength and wisdom of the dragon, so he drinks its blood and asks Sigurd to roast Fafnir's heart for him. Sigurd does so, but when he touches the roasted heart to see if it is done, he burns his finger. Without thinking, he licks his finger and tastes the dragon's blood. In that moment, he understands the language of birds and hears them talk nearby.
História esquisita.
The darkness will take her like it took her mother. Deep, deep. The beast knows. The beast knows exactly where she is. She's falling for it. She falls for their tricks every time. Plays into his hands.
Pressentir o perigo e o caos.
Sigurd's newfound power lets him hear the birds speak, and they say, Sigurd should eat the heart himself. Rain wants Fafnir's gold. Sigurd should kill Rain before Rain kills him. Sigurd should find Brynhild the Valkyrie, who sleeps an enchanted sleep. Sigurd heeds the bird's advice. He kills Rain, eats Fafnir's roasted heart, and takes Fafnir's treasure. And he embarks on a new quest, to ride to Hinderfell and find Brynhild the Valkyrie.
Uma história. Vozinha debochada, viu?
And she'll die.
Acho que tem alguma coisa. Ah, tá aqui. Não? Vou fazer mais alguma coisa ainda. Antes de ir ali, deixa eu ver o que é que tem por aqui por baixo. É muito escuro, maluco. Acho que não clareia quase nada.
She's making a fire. She's got light on the other side. She'll be safe. What's her plan?
Vou be safe. Não sei como, mas eu vou ficar safe. Não é que dizem as luzes. Ela chega perto e se abaixa sozinha pra passar.
Now she can. She can do it. Stop.
Corre para a luz.
Get up. Get up.
Caralho.
What are you doing?
Pô, se ela tivesse que parar pra derrubar a ponte, ia ter só morrido. Aí eu vim aqui só pra poder acender a tocha de novo. Tem passagem pra canto nenhum.
Stop! Stop letting the memories follow you. Where is she going? Faster, faster, keep going, keep going. What is she doing? Stop! Stop.
Pronto, agora fechou o símbolo ali.
Faster, faster, keep going, keep going. Stop.
Descida. Uma voz, uma hora diz pra ir ligeiro, a outra diz pra ir devagar, a outra manda parar. Povo indeciso.
She can't help but think of him. A tender guiding flame in a world so black. The longer it burned, the more she convinced herself that there was nothing beyond its reach. How little separates us from what we fear.
Sigurd learns that Brynhild had once disobeyed Odin, and so he had her punished, stuck her with a sleep thorn, and put her body within a rampart of burning shields. Only a man who knew no fear would ever reach her. But like me, Sigurd is fearless and passes through the flames, just as I did, and wakes the sleeping warrior girl. She teaches him the secret wisdom of runes, namely victory runes, ship runes, runes for persuasion, runes for truth, runes for healing and help, runes for perception and power. Like Sigurd, the greatest young warrior of the north, you must learn the secrets of the runes to fight amongst the gods in hell.
Certo. Não apague minha tocha não. E a mãozinha? Ih, tem água ali, vai apagar.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming.
Lascou-se. Levanta, mulher.
Dillian, I see you. The beast has Dillian. No. You're not taking it from me.
Bonitão.
I can smell your...
No.
You betrayed your god.
I am leaving with him.
You turned your back on me.
A cena tá puta.
Is why Dillian will rot in hell. Come into my shadow.
Eita porra. Não. Ai.
Stop it. She will die. Stop. Get me the light.
Bate.
There is no light.
Não tem luz. Aí. Não. Aí é, agora foi tu pra escuridão, bichão. Não. Toma.
You will die.
Não.
Don't just wait to die. Look! He's in the ship. You must find him now.
Trouxa.
He's breathing dark. He's breathing darkness. We'll put out the light.
Aí. Corre mesmo. Bicho ruim de morrer. Não. Merda. Safado. A escuridão aumentando. Tá sem música? Tá não. Só o som do jogo. Caralho, eu caí. Não. Aê. Caralho, esse bicho foi ruim de morrer, hein? A luta em si não foi difícil não, mas o bicho haja vida. Que é isso? Não morreu. Caralho. Morri?
People think of evil as an unnatural, invisible force, and so invoke the gods for protection. But evil can come from the hand behind the gods. A familiar hand, cold and cruel. He tried to fix her with his rituals, kept her trapped in that hole. She couldn't say which was worse. The darkness, or the monster that her father had become. She couldn't fight them both. And so she left, headed for the one ray of light that shone down on her. If she had stayed, she wouldn't have survived. But Lillian would still be alive.
I'm so sorry, my love.
She will save his soul. Even if this time she can't save her own.
Porra.
Forgive me, Senua. I know you have no reason to trust me anymore. But believe this, it was my mission to make you hate the darkness with a passion so great it would focus your mind on this quest.
Não sei não, hein?
Without it, I fear let those die. All this time, I wanted to protect you from the truth that would have destroyed you a long time ago. But you have conquered your darkness at every turn. You deserve to see behind the veil of darkness.
And take me to the mountain. As deep as we can go.
I won't stand in your way.
E ela liga.
You will not survive what is in there.
Ela quer mais aí. Ora, que se foda-se. Agora, peraí, eu vou passar um ar de tomar uma água. Que a Twitch aqui... Né? Já volto. Que virar. Simbora. Vamos lá, continuar. Matei a escuridão. Mas diz a sombra que o pior tá por vir, né? Hell's Gate. Ah, lá ali por cima. Vamos reconstruir as pontes ali.
I won't let the darkness trick me again. I know you're safe with the gods. I can feel Hela's gaze, searching for secrets inside of me. Secrets that even I can't see.
I'm not here to fight my past. I'm here for Delia. I will fulfill my vow, whatever the cost.
Braba.
No, she can't. It's too dangerous. Too weak. She has the sword. She is rotting. She is nearly dead. She must defeat her. There is no way she can defeat Hellblade. The bridge. She can't cross the bridge. It's broken. She has to fix it. It's too dangerous. She's done it before. She can't fix it. She's done it before. She can. She can. She'll do it again. How will she do it? There must be a way. You have to try.
Aí eu tenho que pegar o... Acho que eu tenho que pegar outro caminho pra ver pelo outro ângulo. Por aqui eu acho que não dá certo agora. Oxi, esse buraco aqui.
She can see it. The bridge. She can't cross the bridge. It's broken. She has to fix it. It's too dangerous. She's done it before. You have to fight on. Be powerful. The final battle. Get his soul back. It's the final task.
Yes, it is.
A puta.
This isn't just a broken bridge, is it? Mother, you showed me how to see further. To see the hidden wonders in our world and explore new paths into the unknown. To lead so that others may follow, or to warn so that they may avoid. That is our gift and our duty. I'm not going to look away in fear anymore.
É isso.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end. They call this Ragnarok, the destiny of the gods. First, there will be a terrible winter, 3 years long. Then, mankind will turn on itself. Brothers will fight each other to the death, and people will forget what they owe their kindred. Times will be hard. Crimes will be great. It will be an age of axes and swords. The wind will blow through abandoned halls. Wolves will walk where children played. The world will fall into ruin.
É o Ragnarok. O Alopaclipse. Não tem nada pra cá. Caralho, que travada que deu agora. Oi?
She can do it. She can do it. She can still see the secrets of the gods.
Eu fiz uma parte.
So special.
Agora a outra lá por baixo. Eu passei direto antes.
She must see. She has the sight. She can see.
She has the sight. Ali pro outro lado. Uma história.
Northmen say the gods will fight their last battle at Ragnarok. Their watchmen will blow the horn that can be heard through the whole world. And Odin will speak with the severed head of Mimir, which gives him good counsel. The land of the giants will thunder with the sound of their army on the move. The gods will assemble. The dwarves will leave their stones. The frost giants will come from the east. The Midgard serpent will turn up the waves. Eagles will scream and tear at the corpses with their yellow beaks. The ship of the dead will set sail.
É, meu amigo. O fim do mundo. Ainda tem aquela parte ali do outro lado. Aquela parte ali. Tá faltando. Como é que faz? Não tem mais nada pra cá não, né? E não dá pra passar aqui. Pra cá não desce também. De uma égua. Porra. Ai. Porra. Não. Morreu? Porra.
How will she do it?
Ué.
What will she do?
Ah tá, tava fechado, mas abriu.
How's she going to find his angel self? Where does Helen keep the souls? How will she get it? What will Helen want it? She must bargain. No. She'll kill him. She cannot bargain with Helen. She's not strong enough to kill Helen. What does Helen want? No one can bargain with Helen. What does Helen want? What can she get?
Ninguém pode? Ou ninguém nunca conseguiu, nunca tentou?
No. She'd rather die. It's a worthless soul. But it's all she has to give. She has a warrior soul. What more could she give? A cursed soul.
Vai pedir o que? A cabeça do Geil? Aí é foda, porque eu vim aqui justamente por isso, né?
She can find her. She can find her at Ragnarok. She's a warrior. There's an illusion. She's found a way. There's a way. She can see it. She must align herself. She can do it. There's the door. She aligns herself. It's there.
Porra, esse pedaço aqui, justamente eu tava pensando. Dali? Não, dali não. Ele tá pro lado de cá. Não consigo alcançar nada ali. Ah, tem isso aqui, né? Ali. Por isso que eu falo da ilusão, era aquilo ali, não aquele pedaço. Olha aí.
The Northmen say that at Ragnarok, the gods will face a ship full of their foes, which Loki has steered to Asgard. It carries the fire giants, the wolf that will eat the sun, and all kinds of dark creatures. Surt will join them with his sword of fire. The cliffs will crash. Trolls will walk the land. Men will tread the road to hell, and the heavens will split open.
É. Ih, rapaz. Ah. Ela tá atrás do marido dela ou o irmão? É o namorado dela. Ela tá atrás do namorado dela, o Dillion. Não sei se eles chegaram a se casar, porque parece que o pai dela não gostava muito da história, não. Prendia ela. Eles também achavam que ela era doida porque ela escutava umas vozes igual a mãe dela. Então o pessoal achava ela meio doida. Aí eu não entendi direito ainda como, mas o namorado dela morreu. Aí ela disse que ia trazer ele de volta. Só que pra fazer isso ela ia ter que desafiar os deuses, né? E aí é o que ela tá indo fazer. Ela tem que barganhar com a Hela, que é quem fica de olho na galera que morreu. Já vi esse plot antes. Não. Caralho, levanta. Tinha que matar 16 colossos. Aí eu não sei, o jogo dos colossos eu não joguei não. Caralho. Toma. Porra. Respeita, rapaz. Que a Senua a guerreira. Ué, tem que subir as correntes. Ah tá, daqui dá pra ver o... Porra, daqui dá pra ver e não tá deixando... Aí. Tá, mas isso aqui não é a ponte que eu tenho que arrumar ainda. Ué. É aqui eu tinha que arrumar, tava faltando menos pedaço. Era só no finalzinho. Senua guerreira, imagem de vestida. Beleza, Senua guerreiro, cara, mano.
Odin will fight the monstrous wolf and be killed, but his son will avenge him and plunge his sword into the heart of the beast. Freyr will face Surt, but he had given his sword away for love, and without it, he cannot defend himself against the flames. Thor will smite the Midgard serpent to no avail. The sun will grow black. The earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, steam will shoot up, Flames will play against the sky. The heavens and earth and all the world will be burned. All the gods will be dead, and the warriors
All
of
the
Valhalla
gods will be
and
dead.
people everywhere. Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok,
Olha aí.
for it is nigh.
O Ragnarok escome. Cuidado não. Tome trovão. Ah, tá ali, tá certo, era essa ponte mesmo. Agora tá completa. É aqui já o portão dela? Acho que é o lá de cima, né? Tava fechado. Pera, tem esse aqui e tem aquele ali do outro lado. Esse aqui eu não posso ir ainda não, né? Ainda não. É, primeiro a gente vai ali e depois volta, eu acho. Ou não volta também, né? Pelo amor de Deus.
You can do this. Take it. Go again. End it. No. Nearly
Toma.
He's gone. He can read.
Corno. Caralho, é muito inimigo.
People die. Hide your budgets. Take him down. Get down.
Toma. Não. Ah, mãe.
Defend yourself.
Aí. Porra.
The path to Hela.
Caminho para Hela.
Where is she going? She's getting closer to Hela. She's going to die.
I'm scared.
Wait. What happens when she dies? Wait.
What?
What happens when she dies? What happens to us? What happens to us?
We die too. Do we die too? We die too.
We'll all die someday. I don't want to
Ah, esse jogo é isso.
Even the gods will die.
Aquela outra vez era o som.
We don't want to
Eu
die.
passava numa porta, o som começava, eu voltava e parava. Agora é a luz. Eu venho pra cá e escurece tudo. Pra cá tá tudo claro. É isso aí. Não posso correr. O que é aquilo? É um espelho?
Why won't she stop to die? She won't stop. Stop. I don't want to die.
As vozes com medo de morrer.
I didn't ask you to be a part of me. If you don't want to die with me, then leave me alone.
É isso.
I don't want to die. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
No Harry Potter, sem Harry Potter acontece algo parecido. Olha aí.
Please stop. You'll never come back if you go there.
There is nothing to go back to.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me. Not them.
Eita porra.
They were afraid. Like children scared of the dark.
So was I.
They made up monsters to fill the void. That doesn't make them real.
They made them real.
No.
Foda-se.
Follow your soul and let go of the Senua of old. For there lies your weakness, and the darkness will find it.
A cena do trailer, não sei, eu não vi o trailer. Quer dizer, se vi faz muito tempo. Eita porra.
It's not like the old stories, is it? The noble warrior facing evil in search of victory and honor. Clear dividing lines. No. Oh, this place is not quite like that. It's as if it knows that true torment lies within. Memories you cannot defeat, cannot escape. This is her hell.
Isto é réu. E tome rum, né? Cadê essa tal de Hela que eu vou meter a porrada nela? Ih, meu FPS foi embora. Cadê meu FPS? Caiu pra 20. Essa é a mãe dela? Ih, caralho. É muita escuridão pra renderizar. Aí, ó, você vê, cena, é escuridão. O FPS voltou agora. Quem está atrás dela? Ah, é o maluco falando.
The gods have saved your mother. Through my hand.
You killed her.
It is the will of the gods.
Fuck the gods! You did this to her! Why?
This is what happens when you listen to the voices of the underworld. They crawl into your soul and rot you from the inside. Defy the gods like your mother, and the darkness will come for you too. You understand, Senua?
I do understand. You cursed me with your own madness. I was just a child. You created this darkness.
Era o pai dela. Agora que eu entendi, esse maluco falando é o pai dela.
This darkness so you could hide behind it.
O FPS foi embora de novo.
Only suffering.
Aí a Hela.
It is the way of the gods.
It was all a lie. You are a lie! She didn't defy the gods. She defied you. And so you killed her.
You didn't pray to the gods. You prayed to your mother. Your mother, who was too weak to fight the darkness and abandoned you.
You tortured her. You killed her. You are the darkness.
Porra.
Those rituals, the years of isolation, the pain that still haunts you. It was the only way to fight the curse within you.
Acho que nós estamos no fim, hein?
The darkness is inside you and it will destroy you.
You're a liar!
Você é um mentiroso.
The darkness is here. You can't wish it away. And it will watch as you draw the last dying gasp.
Esses humanoides aí pendurados do nada, foi daí que o Kojima tirou a ideia. Caralho, essa música que tocou agora me lembrou muito uma música do Nier. Arrombado. Sai. Não. Morre não. Não. Caralho.
Behind you. Watch out.
Toma. Receba. Sai. Caralho, muito inimigo. Sai daqui. Caralho, não tem de inimigo, maluco.
Watch out. Watch out.
Pelo menos essa espada aqui dá mais dano. Não. Caralho.
I can see through your darkness. You're a liar and a murderer. And if you really are Hela, then I have a sword here that can kill a god.
E como é que eu passo daqui? Tá.
Run forward, moving backwards to wallow in your miserable past. You're making a mistake searching for Dillion. The same mistake that killed him in the first place.
Ih, caso que ela cai no chão, escuridão do caralho.
You saw them that is a lie. The plague of darkness, the butchering of Dillion by the Northmen. You saw it yourself.
You told everyone I was cursed. They believed you. I believed
Mas
you.
ela tá toda fodida também, viu?
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillion's soul if the darkness is alive? How you saved him?
He's here. I know he's here. Dillion, I know you're here. Hold on. I'll find you.
Essa musiquinha que tá tocando é muito boa. Não. Oxi, por que ela não vai? É muito bicho. Um bicho de escuridão. Não. Vai. Morre. Caralho, eu coloco o efeito.
Dillion! Where is he? You're trying to trick me again with your lies. I know he's here. You took him from me. You have
Me dá
him.
meu macho. Ai, tá pequenininha agora.
Or what? What can he do to me that you haven't already? Fight me. Come on.
Watch out. You betrayed the gods in search of billion, in search of love. Look where that's got you. Let go of your battle. Let go of redemption. Let go of billion. Don't let your darkness hurt anyone else.
Não. Porra, não é muito bicho. Caralho. Tome luz. Oxi! Caralho. Muito inimigo. Vou morrer. Eu vou morrer muito aqui. Morri. Puta merda. Ó, segunda vez que eu morri nesse jogo só. Ué, morri mesmo? Não morri? Se morrer aí tem que voltar ao início do jogo. Se morrer aqui tem que desinstalar a porra do jogo, isso sim. Se fuder, mano. Ah, ela, bonitona. Cabeça do Geil. Ih, ela pegou minha espada. Olha o cara, é o Manel aí. Aí dentro, mano.
You're alive, and there's no doubt. Then you never took him from me, did you? And I can't save Diane.
Ih. Mas aí se nada disso é real, então é tudo na cabeça dela, ela ficando doida. Aí é foda. Foi tudo um sonho, foi tudo ilusão.
Is that what you want me to believe? After all you've done to me?
Ah, sim.
With your head?
Aí pensando.
You're not a lie, but you're a liar.
Aí sim.
You crawled into me to confuse me and deceive me. But I know this. I know you have him.
Em 2023 tá reclamando de plot. Não, mas aí, mano.
That's what you want, isn't it? My soul.
Aí também não, né, Senua? Tu vai morrer pra salvar o cara, aí o jogo 2 vai ser o cara tentando fazer a mesma coisa contigo. Vai ficar nessa putaria.
I'll be your step forward. I'll fight with you at Ragnarok. If you release it.
Ô barganha medonha. Chega lá pra dizer, pronto, eu morro, aí tu liberta ele. Aí noite. Que jogo é esse aí, mano? Sabe que já lançou 2. Sei, mas eu tô frescando. Eu tô dizendo, porra, vai chegar aqui, aí ela vai morrer, aí o jogo 2 é pra ser o quê? O cara fazer a mesma coisa. Não, agora eu vou fazer todo o processo pra salvar ela. Aí salva ela e ele morre. Aí ela pega e diz, não, aí vai o jogo 3. É o jogo 2, vai ser o primeiro jogo remaster. Aí o jogo 4 vai ser o 2 remaster. Porra, aí é foda. Dreams da Sony. Olha aí. Não conhecia.
But if you won't, you will have to kill me. Because I've got nothing left.
Baixa aí, mãe.
No fear. No
O
hate.
celular só.
No quest. Nothing.
Nada. E uma pessoa sem nada, uma pessoa a se temer.
And you will have no power over me.
Caralho, usa o olho dela. Ih, caralho. E morreu. Esse aqui é mesmo. E é porque nem tá no máximo, viu? Tá tudo no médio. Mas é bonito mesmo. Aí o Geil no chão.
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, Senua. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts. The longer you hide from it, the longer the shadow grows until all you can see is darkness. When our time comes, we must look death in the eye and embrace it as a friend.
Está muito baixa essa merda, mano. Ih,
Only then can we let go of our fear.
o arrombado fala mais baixo ainda.
And emerge from our darkness.
Meu FPS foi embora. E voltou. E aí, morreu? É que o corpo dela tá cheio de runa escrito assim do lado. Se teve uma hora que explicou, não me lembro.
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Senua. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to the sea.
Ih. Trabalho mais bem pra trazer a cabeça do cara aqui e ela só rebolou longe. Ela deixou... Caralho, a mulher encarou os deuses pra no final só dizer, porra, vá com Deus. Tinha que aprender a dizer adeus, né?
Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to be seen again.
Aí voltaram as vozes. Não estavam lá com medo?
This is where my story once began. And so it has to end here.
O 2 é ela se arrependendo e até a cabeça mais baixa. É muito bom.
Follow us. We have another story to tell. My friend. Go with her.
Caralho, essa música nada a ver.
Be your story to witness.
Olha a Hela morta ali. Caralho, essa música tá muito esquisita. Subiu os créditos, acabou, né? No geral, o jogo foi muito bom. Mas essa música aqui caralho, muito esquisito. Nada a ver. Não dá pra pular os créditos. É isso, vamos ver os créditos aí. 2 horas de crédito. Eu gostei, achei muito massa a mecânica dele ficar contando as historinhas pelos totens e tal. Macho, o Manel... Macho, eu vou dar uma voadora no Manel. O cara, mano. O que foi que eu falei? Você me perguntou ontem sobre esse jogo. Ontem. O cara, quando eu falo que o cara tem memória de cachorro, aí o cara fica dizendo, esse negócio de coisa. Mano, é isso aí. A mecânica do combate podia ser melhor nesse jogo, mas ela é interessante. Não é ruim, mas podia ser melhor. Essa música não é ruim, mas ela não combina muito com esse jogo não. Esquisito. Muito bonito. Alguns bugs. Boa história. Eu dou ali um 8 pra esse jogo. Faltou algumas coisinhas aqui pra ficar melhor. Mas é bom. Tem que terminar Ai, esqueci o nome do jogo. Eu comecei a jogar que eu joguei só uma live, 2. Aí tem que esperar o controle. Próximo jogo, Need for Speed Underground 2. Jogar no teclado. A atriz que fez a Senua, ela ganhou um prêmio, não foi? De melhor interpretação por esse jogo. O que eu sabia desse jogo era, antes de jogar ele a primeira vez, era só isso. Ele era famoso porque a atriz tinha ganhado um prêmio aí. Aí, um dia nós jogamos o 2. Aí, se quiser patrocinar o 2 aí, igual patrocinou o 1, né? Não vou reclamar, não. Um cyberpunkzinho, um GTA Vzinho, hein? Foi o primeiro trabalho dela como atriz. E pode crer. Brabo, viu? Se garantiu. Melissa Jurgens, né? O nome dela? Apareceu no começo do jogo. Agora eu me esqueci. Porra, não posso pular isso aqui, não tem nada. Tá aí. Acabou. Seleção de capítulo. Estado de Hellblade, Valhalla. Vamos pra Hell, Baía dos Naufragados, Provações de Odin, Mar de Cadáveres, Helheim, Gamer, Covil da Hela e a Hela. Olha aí. Faltou uma pedra aqui, faltou 2. Caralho, nessa parte eu perdi metade das pedras. Puta merda. O resto eu achei. Nesse aqui que não tem nem nada. Foi porque eu não achei nenhum. Aí é foda, aí o jogo nem botou. Esse aqui nem encontrou nada não. O que é essa apresentação?
Stormy seas and lost souls.
Oxi.
She's dreamt of this before.
Editado por ela.
They say dreams are
Vamos ver isso
visions of
aqui.
our memories, thoughts and fears.
Porra, não tem legenda nisso aqui.
By our inner eye.
Primeira vez que a gente vê a Hela.
But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake?
Não entendi o que é isso aqui não.
And we only see
É o trailer do
what our
jogo.
inner eye creates for us. Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmare.
Porra, ele só dá pra pausar e
Maybe
reproduzir.
that's why people fear seeing the world through her eyes. Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
Ela ainda não tinha montado a espada boa. Hellblade sendo psicose. O trailer que só é pra ver depois de terminar.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a
É
vision
tipo um mini
quest into
documentário, não um
Viking
trailer não.
territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she
Agora tem
suffers
legenda,
from
né?
severe psychotic mental illness.
He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting
É o começo do jogo, 12 minutos dela andando na água e ouvindo voz.
The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but
Caralho, esse boneco aí tá
a world that
bravo,
is
viu?
constructed in Senua's mind. But to do so would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, and a challenge
Esse
that was
conceito
both
aí tá massa
terrifying
dela.
and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senua in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica, who stood up to the Romans. While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay. The Picts were known for their war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
Pode crer.
What's your name?
Senua.
Senua,
I haven't seen you before.
I don't live home much.
Oh, Zenua's daughter.
I have to
Pô, mas assim, achei um vacilo nessas partes que eles botam o pedaço de gameplay e não tem legenda da gameplay.
It was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle. I imagine Senua as a young female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillian, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these hellish
Essa aí foi a
warriors
parte que ela
from a
descobre como
faraway
foi que ele
land.
morreu.
I imagine the horror of this moment and how it would have dragged her deep into mental torment.
No!
I came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was Gelt. A Gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief. The Gelt would take to a life in the woods in search of penance, punishment, and purgation. And so Senua became a Gelt, cursed by darkness, looking for redemption in the wilds. Another word the Celts used in reference to mental disorders was druth, meaning fool, or liar, one who utters the words of God.
Esse cara aí ficou guiando ela.
They tell of the mad sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers on his body. The character called Druth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end.
The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, flames will play against the sky,
The heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and people everywhere.
Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
Olha aí.
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell.
Acho muito massa ver essas gravações que eles usam pros jogos, ó. Uma parada que eu achava bem maneiro no primeiro Tomb Raider, o de 2013, é que ele tem o documentário todinho no canal do jogo no YouTube. Eles mostrando como eles fazem e tal. Um behind the scenes bem maneiro.
With psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness, such as psychosis, is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media. I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject. So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no actual objective thing out there to perceive.
You're already dead. Who are you?
And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very often bizarre, unpleasant, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favor of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim. And the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
We reached out to Welcome, a biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented in the media in a way that is particularly helpful. It can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, and particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that
pegaram os especialistas também, por isso que as paradas, mancha, é muito bem feito.
As a brief consultation convinced me that we
as
were
paradas que ela escuta, que ela acha, que ela vê.
Deep and interesting subject that could enrich and change the very nature of the game.
That's cool. Thanks so much for coming here. Pleasure. Thanks. It's really interesting for me. I'd love to be involved. I think it's fascinating.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness. After all, it is easy to see the pain and suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set of rules. If we were to represent Senua's psychosis, we would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Fernyhope, a leading expert in voice hearing from Durham University, offered his help.
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness. And crucially, we know that hearing voices is a part of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance, they can appear right there in your ear, they can seem to be coming from inside your head.
Based on the information Professor Fernyhope provided, I put together a sound brief and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D spatial position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard.
Isso aí me deixou fudido nesse jogo. Porque meu fone, o cabo que eu uso no fone, às vezes dá mau contato. Aí eu só escuto o fone desse lado. E aí às vezes eu só escutava desse lado e eu achava que o fone tava falhando, eu ficava tentando mexer no fio. Até me acostumar foi foda.
Rachel Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with 2 young voice hearers to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences and they listened to our tests, giving us feedback on how we could improve on it.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
It's very hard to represent what this experience is like, partly because it's such a personal, intense, emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying, but also crucially listening to the experts by experience. What they've come up with is so compelling. It's by far the best representation I've heard of what these experiences are like.
Olha aí, atestado do maluco que é brabo. Melhor experiência de ouvir vozes
Other common
na...
attributes of psychosis are visions and flashbacks. We met with recovery
Aí, quiser saber como é que funciona o negócio de ouvir vozes pra galera que tá com alguns distúrbios, é só jogar o jogo.
Users gave us their first-hand account of what they experience.
Sometimes when the vision or what we're seeing is too much, it becomes more difficult until eventually we practice don't see anything.
The people we spoke to, the stories they told were fascinating, harrowing and mind-boggling. The reality of what people experienced was vivid, far exceeding what I could possibly have imagined. We went away itching to represent some of these visions and flashbacks in the game.
Hands feel now, my heart is so, love is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper? I could never know how you grow old.
Tudo em pedaços como uma fotografia que foi rasgada e colocada de volta. Você mexer é aterrorizante, brabo. Da legenda. As coisas parecem mais brilhantes, como se fossem luzes. Aí. Às vezes o mundo parece um caleidoscópio e pode ser até bonito. Está aí. As frasezinhas que descrevem as paradas e o que eles fizeram no jogo. Brabo. Ih, minha câmera travou. Ô, cara. Vai se fuder que não tem... Ah, mancha, eu apertei o ESC em vez do espaço e ele fechou a apresentação. Caralho. Pois é, a câmera travou. Eu ia justamente pausar pra mexer na câmera. Aí ele saiu da apresentação. Ah, que pariu, mas espera aí. É até puta agora, ó. Tá mó entretido vendo a parada. Agora peraí. Agora eu vou procurar no YouTube aqui, ver se eu tava perdido de terminar esta merda. Como é que ele tá o nome aqui? Apresentação do Hellblade. Aqui, achei o vídeo. Vou ver. Faltavam uns 5 minutos ainda de vídeo. Vou botar na tela aqui. Travou de novo, macho. Cara, ele não travou, ele desconectou. Sendo que o negócio tá conectado. Precisa de um cabo novo. Ah, merda, viu, mano? Isso aqui tá só o resto. Macho, é isso, ele não tá... Ué, caiu... Caiu a live? E... Alô? Travou aqui, travou aí. Deixa eu fechar o jogo aqui. Caiu não, né? Pô, porque travou aqui pra mim o preview da Twitch. Bora. Porra, foda que o vídeo que o cara tá usando aqui não tem nem perto da qualidade que tava... Que tava lá, mancho. Que vacilo, sendo Hellblade 2. Não tenho... Ah, mas fiquei broxado agora, ó. Behind the scenes, não. Ego, mano. Fiquei triste, deixa eu botar... Ah, merda. Cadê? Caralho, macho. Por que é que isso tá assim, mano? Eu tinha mudado isso aqui esses dias. Pronto. Deixa eu botar a minha câmera por cima. Pô, esse negócio tá chatão, viu, mano? Pode que tá na qualidade melhor que ele tem aqui já, 720. Jesus amado. Ah, foi aqui que nós paramos. Jesus armado. Essa parte do jogo que ela fica sem ver as coisas é muito maneira. Porra. Pô, mas é complicado essa galera, viu, mancho? O tormento que não deve ser, mano. A parte do jogo também é muito brava. Peraí, não. Caralho, ainda bem que não demorou muito. Porra, senão não ia ficar no void essa parte do áudio. Deixa eu colocar aqui. Com uns minutinhos aí sem o áudio do vídeo. Pelo menos tem a legenda, né? O vídeo lê, mas tem.
They begin to link things that most people wouldn't link. Most of the things that we might think would be coincidence or, you know, not worth commenting on. Nevertheless, that might have a particular salience or importance for them.
One individual described how everyday words, sounds, colours and objects were steeped in meaning to him, forming a strange and sinister puzzle that he was determined to solve but could not quite get to the bottom of.
It's not just brain dysfunction, it's not like the system shut down. It's actually an incredibly creative process. The person creates a world populated with voices and phantasms and terrors, and they're completely immersed in it. They believe in it.
We often invite people into the studio to play the game. In one of our playtests, they played through much of the game, making associations between runes, secret messages, and the threat of darkness that stalked them. There are many things that happen in the world of Hellblade that make perfect sense within the context of Senua's mind. The dark rot that's killing her slowly from within, the secret runes of the gods that block her path to Helheim, and strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress. Afterwards they said that they didn't see much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need this sword. It's important.
Representing perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a
Tem hora
set
que a
of
qualidade
symptoms
vai pra
common in
puta que pariu, hein?
psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite often, the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
They say that I'm cursed. What if
Ela vivia isolada que o pai dela mandava.
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her suffering. Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few.
Porra, ela era editora dos caras. É por isso que foi o primeiro trabalho dela como atriz. Porra.
Few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for the role, and I knew her well enough to know that I didn't have to teach her to act, but to relive her own internal pain. As often is the case, those who have suffered mental anguish are never far from us. My hope is that by creating a compelling and aspirational character in Senua who feels very much real, albeit in a fantasy setting, we can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis as a child. Her mother Galina also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and superstition, as exemplified by her druid father Zimbal. Psychosis developed in her late teens to early 20s and was exasperated by stigma and isolation at the hands of the clansmen and her father.
Ela vivia trancada, o pai dela não deixava ela fazer nada.
The trauma of seeing her lover Dillian sacrificed tips her over the edge, making her remodel her reality around a concept that connects everything: the darkness. So the question, is what Senua experiences real? Can only be answered by saying, yes, it is real. It is her reality.
É real pra ela, né?
It's just a matter of time.
Towards the end of the project, service users and professionals that had collaborated with us were invited to see the near-final game. It was a chance to see if the game had reflected their views or if it had misrepresented them.
For me, being involved in especially developing Senua's character has been really important, and being able to bring in my perspective and what I see and what I hear, and having that built into the game has been a real privilege. It's gritty and it's meaty, and there are some tough subjects in there that are being tackled with honesty.
I was blown away by it today, absolutely blown away. It was just fantastic to get the opportunity to use our lived experience in a very creative way. There's nothing tokenistic about the work we've
Acho muito bom esse documentáriozinho que eles fizeram.
We've been listened to, things have been taken on board, and I think there was a lot of realism in the game itself, and it feels very authentic.
Hellblade will give people a good experience of what it's like to hear voices and have those experiences. I'm glad that the guys at Ninja Theory kind of asked us to come along and help them build an experience that's positive when it comes out, and get myself a copy and have a go.
É isso, meu chapa. Quando a galera fala um negócio direito, o negócio fica bom, mas tá aí.
I think all the way through I was really inspired by how the conversations have translated into the game in a way that I think I didn't imagine was possible. So wonderful, really wonderful.
I really hope that others will follow the lead they've set and use the power of something like a video game to change people's perceptions, to increase understanding, and ultimately to make some of the stigma around voice hearing and other experiences go away.
E aí, meu chapa. Interessante a visão que eles tiveram.
For me, it was really exciting to see something that I explore scientifically being represented so beautifully in a character who's trying to penetrate the mysteries of the environment in which they've been placed, with all of this strange uncertainty and noise and
Pô, tá aí, esse jogo em VR também deve ser doido, viu? Agora que eu me toquei que ele tem essa versão também.
Because I think it actually might be offering us insights that we wouldn't get from pure scientific explorations, and actually giving us quite an empathic view of what it might be like.
Mental illness has been with us for as long as we have been on this planet, but why? Why hasn't evolution stamped out this weakness from within our gene pool?
Aí, o famoso pergunta pra Deus, né?
Until I realized that the question had an inbuilt flaw. It assumes that being and thinking differently is a weakness. The only reason we have computers, spacecraft, medicine, poetry, art, and yes, even video games is because individuals are able to simulate new abstract realities in their minds and share them with the rest of us. We need people to be willing to see differently in order for us to progress and survive as society.
Mas aí do jeito que ele tá perguntando, ele tá no limiar entre tá saudável e não tá saudável, né? Comparação meio exacerbada aí que ele fez. Aí, se você quiser entender mais sobre psicose e doenças mentais, Hellblade, help.info. Massa. Até dar um like aqui no parceiro que upou o vídeo. Porra, muito bom mesmo. Gostei. Aí, mais um jogo que a gente risca da nossa lista. Jogão, gostei. Esse documentáriozinho no final ainda deu uma melhoradazinha na visão que eu tive do jogo. Dou-lhe uma nota, um 8,5 pro jogo. Muito bom. Gostei, gostei, gostei. Ainda ganhou? O que foi que eu ganhei aqui desse jogo? Na Steam, tá dizendo que eu ganhei alguma coisa aqui. Ganhei mais uma carta. Olha aí. Gostar aí. Amigos, é isso então. Ficamos por aqui, hein? Gostei. Jogão. Se tudo der certo amanhã a gente volta com o Dead Effect. E eu já vou atrás de outro joguinho pra gente jogar no lugar do Hellblade. Eu achei curto esse Hellblade. Eu esperava que ele fosse mais longo. A impressão que eu tive da outra vez que eu joguei é que ele era mais longo. Mas tá aqui 6,8 horas só, que a Steam tá dizendo. Mas é muito bom. Mas é isso. Valeu aí a presença de todos. Manel, Viviano. Até a próxima. Fui.